Mike Tyson looked at Kevin McBride across the press conference table and said he would gut him like a fish. McBride heard him say it. He looked back at Tyson and said nothing. That was the moment Kevin McBride decided he was going to win. Kevin McBride grew up in Clones, a small town in County Monaghan Island where almost nothing remarkable had ever happened. He was a big kid, 6 feet 6 inches tall by the time he was a teenager, hands like shovels, a quiet boy who found boxing and never let it go. He represented Ireland at the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. He lost his first fight. He went home and turned professional anyway. For the next 13 years, McBride was what boxing people call a journeyman. He won fights. He lost fights. He got knocked out 3 times by fighters nobody had ever heard of. He won the Irish heavyweight title in 1997 and the EBC Americas title in 2002. He moved to Boston and trained in Brockton, Massachusetts. We was okay. Then, in early 2005, his phone rang. McBride said later that his manager called him and said Mike Tyson wanted a fight. McBride said he told his manager, do not negotiate, do not ask for more money, whatever they are offering, just take it. They were offering $150,000. Tyson was making $5.5 million. McBride said he did not care. He said it was a dream as a kid growing up to be able to fight Mike Tyson. He said he told his manager, just get me in the ring with him. The contract was signed. McBride flew to Washington, D.C. to meet Tyson face to face. Tyson looked at him across the table and said he would gut him like a fish. McBride heard him say it. He looked back and said nothing, but inside something shifted. June 11, 2005. Macy Center. Washington, D.C. 15,000 people filled the arena. The crowd was there to see Tyson. They were not there to see McBride. When McBride walked toward the ring, the crowd booed, not politely, loudly, cascades of jeers and catcalls that followed him all the way to the ropes. McBride climbed through and looked around at 15,000 people who wanted him to lose. He said later that he heard every single boo. He said it made him calmer. The first round started and Tyson came forward the way Tyson always came forward. Fast, aggressive, looking for one punch to end everything. McBride used his size, 6 feet 6 and nearly 280 pounds. He held Tyson. He leaned on him. He made Tyson carry his weight every time they clinched. By the 3rd round, Tyson was breathing harder than expected. By the 5th round, McBride was landing clean shots that Tyson could not avoid. Then the 6th round started. And that is when Mike Tyson stopped trying to box Kevin McBride and started trying to destroy him. During the clinch in round 6, Tyson grabbed McBride's arm and twisted it. McBride said later that Tyson was trying to break it. The referee separated them. 30 seconds later, Tyson headbutted McBride above the left eye. The referee took 2 points from Tyson. Then Tyson tried to bite McBride's nipple through his vest. McBride said he felt it happen and looked at the referee in disbelief. The referee kept the fight going. McBride looked at Tyson. Tyson looked at McBride. And something passed between them in that moment that McBride would describe for years afterward. He said Tyson's eyes were empty, not angry, not focused, empty. McBride said he knew in that moment the fight was already over. He shoved Tyson to the canvas. The referee ruled it a slip, not a knockdown. The bell rang to end round 6. Tyson walked to his corner. He sat down on his stool. He told his corner he was not coming out. The referee walked over. Tyson's trainer nodded. The fight was stopped. Kevin McBride stood in the center of the ring. 15,000 people who had booed him walking in were now completely silent. McBride raised his fists. Nobody cheered. They were too shocked to make a sound. Then came the press conference. Tyson sat in front of the cameras and the microphones. Reporters asked him what had happened. Tyson paused. Then he said something that nobody in that room expected. He said he was not going to disrespect the sport by losing to this caliber of fighter. The room went quiet. Tyson had just called McBride beneath him, in defeat. After quitting on his stool, he looked at the cameras and told the world that the man who had just beaten him was not good enough to have beaten him. McBride heard it. He said later that he sat there and smiled, because Tyson had just done something that no championship belt or prize money ever could. He had made Kevin McBride famous forever. The aftermath was not what McBride expected. His manager told him the iron was hot, that world title fights were coming, that everything was about to change. None of it came. Promoters called, meetings happened, nothing materialized. 10 months after beating Tyson, McBride won one more fight, then lost 3 in a row. He got knocked out by Mike Marlowe in 2 rounds. He got stopped by Andrew Galata in 6. He disappeared from boxing for 3 years. When he came back in 2010, he lost to a cruiserweight named Zach Page, who weighed 80 pounds less than him and had more losses than wins on his record. The man who had stood over Mike Tyson was outworked and outpunched by a journeyman most boxing fans had never heard of. McBride said after that fight that it was hard to find the hunger again after beating Tyson. He said the moment you achieve the impossible, everything that comes after feels smaller. He retired in 2011. He went back to Boston. He stayed in Dorchester and stayed connected to boxing by training younger fighters. Today, Kevin McBride is 53 years old. He never won a world title. He never became the star his managers promised he would be after that night in Washington. But when people talk about the last fight of Mike Tyson's career, they say one name, and it is not Tyson's. The man who called McBride a tomato can, who said he would gut him like a fish, who tried to break his arm and bite his nipple and headbutt him to the canvas. That man quit on his stool and then told the world he was not going to disrespect the sport by losing to this caliber of fighter. Kevin McBride heard him say it and smiled, because Mike Tyson spent the rest of his life trying to take back a loss he could never take back. And Kevin McBride spent the rest of his life being the reason why. That is what one moment can do. It cannot always give you the career you deserved, but it can make you immortal. And on June 11, 2005, in Washington, D.C., Kevin McBride became exactly that.